Taylor Swift is in the news because she has now bought double the carbon credits to make up for the massive carbon emissions from the Eras tour. I didn't even know what a carbon credit was until today.
I looked it up.
And I'm shocked. Like, who is selling it? How do you spend them? What does it all mean? When did this even become a thing?
Yeah, I want to know more about this too.
So
I
as far
didn't
as
even know you could buy
footprinting in, it says, how do carbon credits work and what are the benefits and challenges of participating in carbon markets? My question is, why the hell does Taylor Swift have to perform or have to be part of a carbon market? It says, carbon credits are a way of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by giving a monetary value to each ton of carbon dioxide or equivalent that is avoided or removed from the atmosphere. They are part of a larger system of carbon markets where entities can trade, sell, or buy carbon credits.
Boring.
Isn't this essentially kind of like how we do energy trading then? Like,
I literally don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is some kind of PR campaign for carbon emission credits.
Also, I'm sure it is, because this is in Business Insider. It says, before the tour kicked off in March 2023, Taylor Swift purchased more than double the carbon credits needed to offset all tour travel.
So she just bought some poor person's carbon credits?
This is from her own spokesperson, so we don't even know if it's true.
Well, she got a lot of crap recently because they were like saying like she was the biggest offender of carbon of private jet use in like the last year, and she's like, it's not my fault. I let people use my jet.
Taylor Swift was ranked like the highest carbon emissions celebrity of all time.
Well, when you're making that much money,
Kylie Jenner, like people are mad at her because she uses a private jet. And I mean, she has to for her job. But
she's
this
too big to fly commercial. She'll never be able to fly commercial. The other day they swamped her friends like baby shower, bridal shower, or something. But in a very small town.
If not even her friends can live a normal life in public. I don't think she can.
They didn't even have enough police to like.
Yeah.
Help,
she's like I said, she's a phenom right now.
Yeah,
she is
on top. She's bigger than Beyonce right now.
And
crazy.
And the Beyonce fans are not happy.
They are really mad about it, and they think that it's a symptom of racism that Taylor Swift is more popular than Beyonce.
Doesn't everything go back to Kanye? Didn't Kanye take Taylor Swift's award to give it to Beyonce?
But it was totally a racial thing, like when he did that.
It was
a racially charged thing, and it had nothing to do with misogyny, as a lot of people
But society didn't say that at the time, did they? The news wasn't saying it was a racial thing at the time.
No, but
think
it was
about that. Think about how different of a time we live in now, where if that happened today, like going the other way, it would be a crap storm.
Yeah, it would have been.
But also, she sold a record amount of pre-sale tickets for her movie, which is just it's a tour based on her concert.
Yeah.
And I posed she sold $26 million in pre-sale tickets, which beat out Spider-Man No Way Home, which, if you don't remember, was like the last time that before the Barbie movie, Spider-Man No Way Home was one of the biggest movies it was the biggest movie of 2021, and made people think that we were actually back from COVID at the theaters at that part. And I posed the question recently. I said, look, Hollywood has been trying for the last 15 years to find a way to appeal to women. And what they keep trying to do is shove women into roles for movies that men like superheroes or action films.
Or you write a male character and just gender swap and expect that to go over well.
And it doesn't work. It never actually speaks to it. But they're in a bind right now because the things that women tend to like, Hollywood doesn't want to make stories about because they don't want to show happy heterosexual couples in movies.
Right.
They don't want to do
hot girls. Cute outfits, Dua Lipa song.
They don't want to do that.
Hit them one after the other. Barbie did so well, and they think, let's make more movies about toys like Play-Doh.
It's not even that. I don't think it's not so much that they're dumb. It's that they actually know that they don't want to make the movies about the stuff that women actually like, so they're trying to find the next best thing.
Look at Mean Girls. Look at
Legally Blonde.
Mean Girls, Clueless.
In 10 days.
Everyone loves Clueless.
13 going on 30.
That was
By the way,
great.
Stacey Dash, if you're watching, I still want you to come on this podcast.
Please.
I would love to talk to you.
Do you love Stacey Dash?
I love Stacey Dash.
I actually did contact her manager, and we went back and forth, and then it kind of fizzled out.
No!
But come on, Stacey Dash, please.
I don't want Alicia Silverstone on here. I want Stacey Dash on here.
Look, I'd be happy with both, either one. I don't care. But
these are the things that women like. Those movies. And the thing is, everyone can love Clueless.
Everyone loves
I love Clueless.
It's
Clueless
iconic.
is,
which one's the lawyer one?
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
Blonde. Hello.
They're not finding ways to make movies for women because, first of all, they want to make the movies where the woman doesn't end up in a relationship. They don't want her to end up happy. They want her to end up a girl boss. And that might work once in a while, but at the end of the day, if you're looking for a vibrant market, look at the Hallmark Channel.
Correct.
Or the What a Great American Family. Women want to watch stories about impossibly handsome men who just happen to be widowers in small towns.
Well, I'm wondering how is this movie Priscilla gonna do about Priscilla Presley? Like, it is expressly made for women. It's made by Sofia Coppola, and
Well, they're gonna make Elvis look like what he was. Like
Yeah.
a drug addict, like
it's provocative that the
A
Elvis
pedophile.
estate doesn't
Yeah.
approve, and they're not going to let any of Elvis's music be played in the movie.
There you go.
So
That's how you know.
They're
I'm
probably
wondering
going
how
to tell the
that's
true
gonna go.
story. That I was talking to Linda about this yesterday. That what's his ex-wife's name? Not Issa Marie. That's his daughter.
Wait, you mean Priscilla? Or?
Priscilla.
Yeah.
Priscilla was 14 years old when she started
Yeah.
dating Elvis. He was 10
We've
years
talked about
older.
that.
And
than
make
her.
no
Insanity.
mistake, when they make those stories and they expose him for that, that's not done because they love women. That's done because the people that make these movies are Marxists that just want to tear down every fabric of what made America
Yeah.
what it was. They want to destroy Americana.
Well, they want you to not enjoy Elvis's
Yes,
music anymore,
exactly.
which is stupid
Yeah.
because that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen to Michael Jackson. People are still going to listen to Michael Jackson. People are still going to listen to Elvis.
Yeah.
People still listen to R. Kelly.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
are,
without a doubt.
he just gave out $560,000 in royalties to people that were victims of him because at the end of the day, somebody's like, he peed on a couple of kids.
I really
I'm just gonna listen to the music.
don't
People
have a
seem to care.
line that it can be crossed at this point. Like, it would be very hard for me
With
to not stream
entertainment?
someone's music anymore. Like, I'll listen to Chris
yeah.
Brown. I'll listen to anyone who is like probably a terrible person. Like, I don't.
Well, that's
Like
the
just
thing,
being able to separate
You
the
have to be
talent
able to. You have to
from
be able
the political and cultural side of it, you know?
It's hard. I mean, it's one of those things. I think it's more like when they're exposed later. If I think the person's a horrible person now, like especially with music, with movies, you don't have a choice. With movies, we review movies. I can separate art from artist very, very easily with that.
Yeah.
But music, there's so many more options. I'm just like, if I don't, I'm just not going to listen to it, right? Like, but it's just there's just a ton of other stuff to listen to. But with old stuff, you can't disassociate what that music means to you with what that person has done, because what that person has done is
to an extent.
secondary to you. Like you can be you can be sympathetic to what happened to another person, but the part of your brain that really identified with that
Registers with
music is
music.
still, it's more powerful.
I mean, there's a lot of music I like that I don't identify with, and it doesn't matter to me.
I grew up listening to mostly gangster rap. It had nothing to do with my life experience.
Right.
Like I can listen to Do
I
or
wanna
Die
know-
and realize that has nothing to do with
my life.
Are you
my life.
guys
Dying.
are you guys Swifties? What is your take on Taylor Swift and like the fact that she's become such a cultural force in recent years compared to like being a big pop star? It's like gone to another level.
It has. Can we plead the fifth? We're really scared of the Swifties.
No, please, like say what you want to say.
No. We
They're
can't.
scared of them. They're
We're
like-
scared. No, the
don't
Swifties
have
are
to
really
worry-
terrifying people.
You don't have to worry about that here. There aren't Swifties in the chat.
Look. I think that Taylor Swift, I can see, she writes her own music, which I'm sure that it's great, to somebody just as far as like artistic appreciation or whatnot. She plays her own instruments, but I'm on the conspirational side of things where her fame seems inorganic and fabricated, whether that be through, PR and marketing or, worshiping the devil, whichever way it is. I do feel like there's something inorganic about just how big she is, because I mean, let's be honest, to be having a conversation in 2023 where we're comparing somebody like Michael Jackson to Taylor Swift, I just never thought in a million years that we would be having a conversation like that. So
Well, I think what actually makes hers more organic is that it didn't happen all at once. She got very, very popular, but where she's at now,
She got very popular in country music, and then she got very popular in pop music, and then she got way more popular.
She leans into
like,
that same
a few
side
years
of
ago.
it. She leans into the same, for the women, she leans into the side of the brain that men get into when they talk about Lord of the Rings lore.
They like the Easter
They love
eggs.
Easter eggs. They love anything to do with her, and it speaks to that part of the brain that goes to fandom. So people that heavily identify with an artist, or I mean, unfortunately, we see it with politicians now too, right? People see Easter eggs, and they see all sorts of dog whistles everywhere because they find a person and they identify heavily with them. First of all, I caution against that. for the most part with most things.
Yeah.
Like, don't tie your identity to things like that. But she's found a way to
her fan base has also grown up with her, right? I think that like Britney's representative of that. Like when you grew up on people that grew up with Britney Spears don't care that she's like lost her shit and that she's a disaster right now. They still love her because they associate Britney's peak to their youth, good times, fun times. They associate with the music. So I feel like Taylor has that same kind of like fan base. It's for the same reason that the Backstreet Boys can still go out on concert and people still go see them, because they've grown up with that fan base.
Oh,
She's got multiple generations following her
Right.
very closely.
I've got female friends who are like at the Backstreet Boys concert. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. That's a thing.
Can they still perform?
Taylor,
guess.
can I just say something? Taylor doesn't have the voice or doesn't have the moves of Michael Jackson.
Definitely not the moves of Michael Jackson.
neither.
I'm not gonna shit on her talent or her ability to tap into her market, because she does have a market. It's not for me. I only know a few songs that are good, like Love Story, and I forgot the other ones. But she sucks at dancing. Like it's
Yeah.
quite
It's kind of charming and endearing with that. It's
It is-
humanizing.
I
but
do
she's-
like the idea that it just doesn't get better. There's just 10 years of.
progressively worse. if
But the fact
anything.
is, like, she's a worse singer than maybe a
She's-
comparable Ariana Grande, and yet has a way bigger fan base.
She doesn't have the voice either.
It proves to you that it's subjective. That these things
seems
they have
fabricated.
a life. They have a life of their own.
I
A
just
lot
think
of
she had a
women-
better management company than somebody else at the right time that capitalized on it. I don't think that there's necessarily anything that's that special about Britney Spears. I mean, I'm sorry, not Britney. Britney's the epitome of
Taylor.
everything. About Taylor that would be different from any other pop artist in her time. I really just think that a lot of these things have to do with how successful your management company is, your PR company is, and what kind of
Ruthless
access you're
businessmen.
getting. Yeah, it's, if you're...
She's I think for the women appeal is that, from what the other day I made a post asking Swifties on my Wake Up with Linda account, like what the appeal is, and a lot of it comes from like women growing up with her, right, from like the first album and like being teenagers, and now they're like 30 years old. Also that she talks about all these men, like all these heartbreaks and all these like,
Never their
stories.
fault. It's always the guy's fault.
So it's she speaks to like that type of like women and men dynamics.
There's another conversation there that we should get into.
How she's a hoe.
And how Taylor Swift is
she's
absolutely
ran
like
through.
one of the biggest hoes in pop, and nobody looks at her that way.
She
despite
has a
her.
very virginal Madonna
Yeah, that's
image
why.
in the
That's why
public,
she
because
does.
it's
She
because of the
does.
way she looks. It's the way she dresses and her
She's
style.
not talking about her sex life. She's talking about her love life, which is different.
Yeah, but I
yeah,
mean,
it's
how many serious boyfriends can you have in the span of a year? Like she's like switching out these boyfriends all the time, so that
yeah,
she's
she's a hoe.
with them. So she's a hoe, but nobody looks at Taylor Swift as
It's
a hoe.
all about the image.
do any of
you
these
know,
guys-
that
Which
you
we go
put out
back, we
there.
talk about this so much, which is some people just give off whole energy. And there's girls out there that are gonna have bodies and don't give off that whole energy. Like a Taylor Swift is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Where
Live, laugh, love, whole
society
energy.
doesn't judge them the same way that they do. Like there's a lot of conversations in the back pages of like gossip columns or whatnot that Kylie Jenner, who everybody would argue is a very has capitalized on her sexuality, has actually considers herself asexual. Like she's not really like in like that sexual of a person, and that's not something that you would associate with somebody that sells their sexuality as their brand.
There have been like adult film stars who've said the same thing, where like they do it for work, but like when they're done with work, they have no interest in it whatsoever.
That's a little bit harder to believe,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one's a little bit harder to believe, but I do know that
I believe they've desensitized themselves.
We talk
so
about
much.
this often, which is whole energy, and there are some women that, despite what it is that they do or don't do
Yeah.
in the bedroom, are going to give off that energy, and that's significantly,
Right.
I think, more important than like asking somebody, "What's your body count?"
Taylor gives off live, laugh, love energy.
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Hobby
She's
lobby
wholesome.
energy.
She just gives off a wholesome
she
vibe.
gives off the wholesome vibe. I agree.
Charcuterie board energy.
Charcuterie board,
Wine mom.
brunch.
Wine
Wine
mom.
mom.
She loves
stands like
brunch.
this.
Wine moms, yes, that is the energy. That's
Like,
very much.
She's
the energy.
she
like,
actually
even
no,
when
not
she
wine mom.
had
She gives
the-
off wine aunt energy.
When she had the
does.
Reputation
I'm hearing
era,
pumpkin spice and Ugg boots and stuff
Yeah.
like that coming up when I
Yeah.
think of Taylor.
nobody believed that she was actually a bad girl, but she had the Reputation era. It was funny because she's like not
Yeah.
a villain.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.